Hello and welcome to the OC Children's Screening Registry training. This video is for those that have identified as a non-treating provider. This video will take you through the child search and add feature in the registry, as well as how to gain access to entries made by other users as your specific participant type, which is a non-treating provider. We'll first discuss the child search and add feature. We'll talk about how to add a new child and how to access an existing child. The child search and add feature appears like this. You will be asked to enter the child's information with 4 required fields. This feature is called child search add because the system will always search as you add a new child's information to make sure that the child doesn't already exist within the registry. The purpose of the registry again is to communicate across agencies, practices, and programs that are conducting developmental screenings. So we would want all of the entries for a child in one file rather than having each program or organization create a separate file for a child more than once. So we want to make sure all the information is concise for one file for David Hernandez. In this example, we've entered his first name, last name, date of birth, and sex, and we'll go ahead and click search. We'll see that no one else has added David to the registry because it reads no records to display. We will then move forward in adding him as a new child. We will talk in another example about what to do if you do see matched results for David. So we'll go ahead and click Add New Child, and then it will take us to a child demographic and caregiver information page. Please note that the 4 fields you searched with are now grayed out. This means you can no longer make changes to these 4 fields. If you would like to go back, you can hit cancel on the bottom left and return to your child search add. If you've saved information beyond this page and need to make edits to the first name, last name, date of birth, or sex for the child, please contact the registry screening coordinator by using the To Learn More About the Registry, click here button on the registry landing page. All of the asterisks you see here are required fields. I would like to note the was child 3 or more weeks premature question under the date of birth. This question is required and you have a choice of yes, no, or don't know. If you choose yes, you will be prompted to answer how many weeks the child was born premature, and then the registry will calculate an adjusted date of birth. This question is especially important to answer when conducting Ages and Stages Questionnaire 3 or a Ages and Stages Questionnaire Social Emotional Development, as it considers prematurity for calculating which interval should be done. This question should be answered when the information is available, otherwise don't know is an option to enter here. The registry will calculate to make sure that you've done the correct interval, and it will use either the child's date of birth or the adjusted date of birth. Please proceed in answering all required fields and clicking Save. If you miss a field, it will alert you here, and there's a list of all of the required fields on this page. This is a child's home page. The top will be a child summary. So here's where you will see the child's demographic and caregiver's information. Below is a section for the child's screening. This will list all the screenings that a child has received. You will then see Help Me Grow information. In the registry, you have the ability to directly refer to Help Me Grow based on the entry of a screening result. This and referring to other organizations or programs will be discussed in another video. However, on the child's home page, please note that the Help Me Grow information will display a list of referrals made to Help Me Grow and the outcomes on those referrals. You will also be able to note if you have made referrals to other organizations or programs, and that information will be shown here. Now, let's see what it looks like if you are searching for David and find that he is already in the registry. We will search again on the same 4 required fields, and this time when we hit search, since we are finding an existing child, we may see a result like this. This is a pretty clean example. As I mentioned previously, you may see multiple possibilities with partial matches, and the areas that match to the 4 entries that you've made will be highlighted in yellow, and you can cross-match with the caregiver first name. That arrow on the right is pointing to the View button. This allows you to go to the child's home page where you can cross-match more information if you are unsure if this is actually the child you are matching with. For example, you can cross-match a caregiver phone number, address, and the other demographic information that has been entered. Also, if you're confident that this is the same child, you no longer have to go to his demographic page and enter all the information yourself. Someone has already done that for you, and you can hit view and enter your own screening results. How to enter screening results will be discussed in another video. Now we're going to talk about gaining access. So as a non-treating provider, you do have the ability to view all of the entries that you have made for a child yourself and anyone in your organization has made. However, you can also gain access to entries made by other users with a few steps. When you are first entering a new child, in the example we did previously with David Hernandez, before actually going to his child homepage, you will be given the opportunity to upload an authorization form. This reads, to view screening results from other providers, please upload an authorization form. To add new screening results to the child, click Add New Screening Result. Non-treating providers can only view screenings they enter unless they upload an authorization form. The registry gives you the opportunity to upload this authorization form when you've created a new child for the purposes of having any screening that comes in be automatically viewable to you. You can upload this form at any time, so you can bypass this if you'd like by adding a new screening result, or you can upload a file here. I'd like to highlight that you can bypass this first prompt and add your own screening result because it is not required to upload an authorization form. You can be a non-treating provider and choose to never view entries made by other users, and this does not stop you from using the registry as an input. And I will show you how you can access other ways to upload an authorization form if you do bypass this first prompt. If you're a non-treating provider and you have searched for a child that is already in the registry with previous entries made by other users, you may see something like this. So you'd be able to see that this child is in the registry, so you don't need to add her brand new, but you will see what's circled there is that her last screening results are not authorized to you, and you can go ahead and upload an authorization by clicking here. So this will tell you if the child is listed above but you don't have authorization to view screening results from other providers, you can either upload the authorization form or click view, because again, this is not required and you can view the child's homepage and add your own screening results to the existing child without uploading an authorization form to view the other entries. If you'd like to upload an authorization, you can do so here. Otherwise, click view and go to her homepage. If you're a non-treating provider and you've skipped this authorization, you will still be able to see her homepage in its entirety. However, note here that you can see which screening tool was done, when it was done, which interval was done, and which program completed the screening. However, you will not have permission to see the results. If you'd like to upload that authorization, you have another opportunity to do so here. Or at the top in the child summary, in bold it states authorization to view entries by other providers has not been uploaded, and it again reminds you that it is optional and you can add authorization with that purple button there. Otherwise, you can proceed and add your new screening results. If you do skip the authorization and add your own screening results, this is what the child screening section may look like for you. That first circle represents the screening tool results. So yours have gone to the top because it is the most recent. So note that you can see the results. In this example, the child identified as above cut off in all domains, but you still cannot view the entry made before you by another program. On the right-hand side, notice that you can view the result that you entered on the top in more detail. However, you cannot view the entry made by the other user because you have not uploaded an authorization form. You can also do that at any time at the top still. If you do choose to upload an authorization by choosing any of those prompts you were provided with, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this, that allows you to choose a file from your own files. Once you've chosen that file, go ahead and click Upload Authorization Form. What you will see next is that your authorization form status is pending. This is because to comply with HIPAA guidelines, your authorization form needs to be reviewed before accessing the child's information. If you look at the child summary page on the top of their home page, you will now see in bold that your authorization is pending approval. The screening registry coordinator will receive and approve or decline authorization. After your authorization is approved, you will be able to still search for that child and notice that you do not have access to view their screening results. This is because you need to complete one additional step before the child's file will open up for you. Click View to see the child's home page, and on the top right in the child summary, the sentence in bold will now read that authorization to view entries by other providers has not been completed, and it prompts you to click View Authorization button below to be able to complete that step. So if we click View Authorization, it will take us to an authorization form page, which tells you that the status of your form has been approved, and then it will have you check off this box here. This reads that you are a service provider that is not a treating provider, but you've obtained a written, valid HIPAA authorization form from the child's parent or legal guardian to allow access to view screening results obtained from another provider, and the service provider has a relationship with the child that would warrant a benefit to the child if screening results were shared. If authorization does not exist for a specific child, then only the screening results the participant has entered will be accessible. So after having uploaded your authorization form and it being approved, check this box and click Save. You will then be able to view your authorization at any time in the child summary section. After you've attested to authorization and you are searching a child, notice that you will then be able to see their last screening result as if you've entered it yourself. So that information will open up to you. It will still specify which organization entered the information. However, you can now view the results for the screening that you did not conduct. If your authorization form was denied, it may be for one of the following reasons. Either the file does not match the child's file, it was an illegible form, inapplicable form, or an incomplete form. If your authorization form was denied, you will see that it was denied and the reason why. Go ahead and try uploading another authorization form if you have caught your error in upload. Thank you for your attention during this video. If you have any questions about gaining access to a child's file as a non-treating provider or how to use the search ad feature in the registry, please feel free to contact the information listed here.